Hello, everyone. I'm Heather, the Starlight Priestess. I have another pick a card reading for you today. But before we get into the cards, if you are interested in a personal reading with me, I will leave the details of my website and the direct link to my different types of readings in the description box below. I also have a digital oracle card app if you are interested in downloading that. I will leave the link to my oracle cards as well. This is on a separate app underneath another company, and they have a lot of different oracle cards that you can download. Okay, let's get started. Here are our 3 piles for today. The first pile we have is sisterhood, community, and strong connections. Okay, with the number 1. And then our second deck is number 12, healing, restoring back to health. Okay, and then pile 3 will be number 22. We apparently have all 1s and 2s today for our main cards. Balance, spiritual and physical steadiness. So the energy lately has been really rough, a lot of things coming up. So maybe you resonate with more than one pile. That's fine. Any card that you resonate with, select and listen to and see what resonates. Not everyone or not everything may resonate, and that's just fine. But the timestamps will be below. Hello, pile 1. Okay, you chose the number 1 card, Sisterhood, Community, and Strong Connections. So let's see what's coming up for you. This is the deck that spoke to me today. Okay, what messages do you have for pile 1, guides? Okay, shape-shifting. There's been some really rough energy lately. A lot of things coming up to be healed, to be resolved, a lot of change. So what is your guidance? Okay. Ancient healing wisdom. Sanctuary. Okay. So what really came out to me, I know this card says sisterhood and community, and the card itself is kind of talking about bonds. But what came out to me is we have the 3, it's kind of like the representation of the maiden, the mother, and the crone. And to me, that tells me transition. And that's what's kind of coming through here as well, is there's a change, there's a metamorphosis going on where you are changing from who you were to who you're meant to be with your divine, you're aligning with your divine path. And we have this 1. 1 is like new beginnings, the start of something. And it feels like you are starting a new path. You are starting to walk your true path. Okay, we have ancient healing wisdom here. And that's guiding me to, I'm seeing like you have downloads coming in where as you are shifting and reshaping your life, as things fall away, you're starting to see a new way of being. And that new way of being, acting, doing things resonates with ancient wisdom. Okay, so you could have had past lives in, Egypt or Lemuria or Mesopotamia. It's very deep wisdom is coming to you, and it actually feels like it's not just wisdom from your past lives. It feels like it's wisdom from the universe is downloading into you. So I'm seeing all sorts of codes, like almost like starseed codes coming in. Yes. Some of you might be capable of even speaking light language, but you feel you're getting changes in your body too. I'm not just seeing changes in your life, but changes to your body, like upgrades, DNA upgrades, physical upgrades. Um, you may have noticed changes in with the way you see things. Like maybe you're noticing flashes of light, or maybe you're getting heat in your hands, or I don't know. There's so many different things, information that's coming in. But the point is that things are changing, things are happening to you that maybe you can't explain. At times it might feel uncomfortable. At times it might be a little scary, but it's a very spiritual process, and it's all going to be okay. Now, I say that, but if you have any kind of medical needs, I would also go see a medical professional. So, don't ignore those things like that, but you do have a lot of changes that are happening to you. So, that's part of your spiritual process. You might feel inclined to go within, to stay away from people, because it feels, I'm seeing like you have ideas forming, you have thoughts, you're putting things together. You have these downloads coming in, and you're integrating them into your reality, into your thought patterns, into your life. So it might be necessary for you to stay away from other people, especially to stay away from things like social media, doom scrolling on your phone. If there's any toxic people in your life, maybe you just need some quiet time away from your family to focus on your thoughts and integrate those things. Meditation would be great. If you need extra sleep, whatever this means to you, but you really do need some quiet time to get your thoughts together and kind of not necessarily filter, but assign meaning. That's what's coming through. Assign meaning to the information that you're receiving and to the thoughts that are coming to you. Things are coming in, and you might not understand how they fit into your life or why you're getting these thoughts. It's all part of this ancient wisdom that's being downloaded to you. And so you need this integration period. You need this quiet period, kind of this hermit period, I guess I could say, this hermit period to integrate this knowledge and to get your thoughts together as your life changes. So you're not only having these, amazing downloads coming in, but your life is also changing externally. So you have these major shifts going on outside of your body, like in your environment, maybe with work or relationships or things like that. You have that going on, as well as all this inner turmoil going on as well. And so there's a lot of things going on for you right now, pile one, and that could mean you really need to take whatever time you can to be alone with your thoughts, with your emotions, to heal. Okay. I know that can be difficult when you have families. I absolutely understand that. Take whatever time you can, whether it's just even a simple 5 minutes in the shower, a few minutes before you fall asleep at night. Okay, let's see what other cards are coming up for you. I just keep hearing change. That's the message that just keeps coming through, change. But it's all positive. Okay. Messages for pile one. Vulnerability. Yeah. Emergence. In order for this new person to emerge, this change. And it's interesting. I don't know why. I haven't thought of this before, but it's almost, they're showing me that she changed. She transformed from a like a dragonfly into a human. So maybe you have this is coming through. Maybe you have a past life as a fairy, or you have a deep connection to dragonflies, fairies, things like that. But the point is there's this change going on, this great change. Like a transformation from a dragonfly to a human would be huge, wouldn't it? And so that's the kind of change that you're undergoing right now. You're becoming a very different person. You're emerging into this great, great spiritual being. But there is some vulnerability involved. There is some breaking down of thought, breaking down of what you think you knew about yourself and about reality. There's also a breaking down of emotion. So emotions are coming up to be cleared and to be cleansed and to be dealt with, basically. So you might have situations that are, they could either be repeating, but they are likely repeating. I mean, it could be an ongoing situation, or it could be something new, but it's something that triggers you, and it's triggering you to heal that pain that's still within you. So you have a situation, and these same feelings have likely been coming up all of your life. Different situations have unfolded, but the same feelings are there. Feelings of unworthiness, feelings of fear over finances, feelings of not being good enough, or feelings of people controlling you. So many different options for everyone. I won't go into that deep, deep hole, but the point is, whatever is coming up for you in your life right now, it is to clear it away. I've been experiencing this. A lot of people are experiencing this right now. And the phrase that comes to mind is, that which we resist persists. So the more we resist it, the more it's going to keep coming back into our lives, and it's going to get stronger. So if we don't deal with the emotions now, more and more situations are going to come up where we're forced to deal with the emotions over and over and over and over again until we recognize them, until we clear them, until we accept them. And so this vulnerability card it's not really a warning. It's just a message to say, this is what's required. You know, maybe you need to have your sanctuary and also get in touch in that sanctuary, in that safe place with your feelings. So where you feel safe with people or alone, that's where you're being called to spend time to go through those feelings and to allow yourself to be safe and go inward and spend time with you. Okay, I'm going to move all the cards over a little bit. See if I can fit another one in here. Okay. Okay, this deck is calling to me. Okay, what other messages do we have for pile one? There's a lot of really deep, a lot of really heavy energy right now. And it's definitely challenging. It's going to be challenging, even more challenging, I should say, for people who are more spiritually connected, because you are being called to your path. You're being called to your purpose. And so sometimes it's an even greater call, an even more urgent call than others. So if you notice you're struggling more than others, that is likely why. Hope, belief and fulfillment. Okay. You see the storm. You're facing the storm. You're facing your fears. I know it says hope. That's not the message that's coming through, though. You're strong and you're facing this storm head on. The storm is coming at you. The lightning is coming at you. But you're surrounded by beauty. You're surrounded by support. Everything that's coming, message is coming through is everything is going to be okay. The rainbow, there's always a rainbow on the other side of the storm. And so this storm is coming in. The storm, she is facing it head on. So the message here is to face your fears. Face the emotions that are coming up head on. Feel them. The other night, I will say, I had a really, really difficult night. And I was really struggling to figure out how to move through this energy. Granted, I was allowing myself to feel. I was doing all the things that I normally do, but it just wasn't working. I was in a very, very, very dark space. And the one thing, the message that came through very strong was gratitude. And the one thing that I was able to focus on and fill myself with love for was my kids. And so if you can find that one thing to be grateful for, that one thing that you are so much appreciate in your life, as you move through these emotions and feelings, focus on that. Focus on filling up your heart with love to allow the pain and the agony and the fear to wash over you, but you hold that space of love. And you hold that space of gratitude. If you can just find one thing, I promise that will help. Okay. And I won't keep going down that too far because I might start crying, but I get if you are struggling. I absolutely understand. Okay, let's see what other messages are coming up for pile 1. Okay, guides, what other messages do you have for pile 1? Okay, self-love and acceptance. Absolutely. We all need to find self-love and acceptance. And that's what I'm feeling right now is if you cannot find a way to love and appreciate yourself, well, let's just say, okay, let me rephrase that. You being in a space of love and acceptance and gratitude for yourself is going to define your soul's path. Doors will not open for you. Your spiritual path, the doors to your spiritual path, the doors for your divine mission are not going to open until you love and appreciate yourself. And I know that's an incredibly difficult path, but that's what my guides are saying. Okay, let me see if I can get some more information on that and ways that we can go about doing that, but I'll draw a couple more cards first. That's also the 44 is the number for angels. So let's see what angels we can get to come through. Okay, guides, what other messages do you have for pile 1? What other messages do you have from pile 1? Okay, that wants to come out. Stagnation, mud, and moss. Yep. Okay, one more card, please. What other message do you have? It feels like you're being lost, like left behind. Oh, okay, 2 came out. Oh, 3 came out. Good grief. Okay, let's move this over here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You know what? Okay, so what they're showing me is that low vibrations and stagnation, they kind of go together, in that you've been giving away your power, and the people around you, there may not be some great people around you, and they were put in your path to, okay, so they're saying suck the life out of you, kind of, but not literally, obviously, to suck the life out of you, but to put you in these situations so you can create boundaries for yourself to shine. The boundaries are your worth. Setting up boundaries is knowing how much you are worth, and you are better than the bullshit that these low vibrational people or situations are bringing into your life. And once you start setting those boundaries for yourself and saying, no, I'm not going to take this because I am worth more than this. I do not have to take this. Once you start setting up those boundaries is when you start to shine. Setting up those boundaries is saying to the universe, no, I am worth more than how these people are treating me. I am worth more than what the situation is doing to me emotionally. I am worth more. So you have to find those boundaries. And sometimes the people in your life, it's really easy to say, you have a coworker that's really shitty and they make your life hell. It's really easy to say, no, I don't want this person in my life. You put up that boundary, it's okay. However, some people in your life, you have like family members, spouses, children. You're not going to rid your life of those people. Well, you might, but in a lot of situations, they're also people that you do really love and that are meant to be in your life in a positive way. However, they challenge you, and you can't just say, no, get out of my life. It's the boundary. It's finding a boundary that, I'm so sorry, I'm tripping over my words here. I'm trying to find a way to explain this. I see it and I feel it, but the words are not coming to me. So bear with me. But you still love these people. They're still a positive force in your life. However, there are negative aspects. And so you have to find that line of where to place your boundary. The boundary comes with the triggers. Okay, for example, I'm just going to give you an example here because it's really hard trying to describe this. But my husband, I love my husband dearly. I know my husband loves me dearly. We've spent many lifetimes together. So I know that in a lot of ways that we're really good for each other. We're very positive for each other. However, my husband triggers me in some very challenging ways. And I know I trigger him in some very challenging ways. And these triggers come from past lives. And they come, at least for us anyway, the triggers are there to heal what was done in previous lives. And me personally, I can see that. I've been to the lives, and so I know that. But some of these people in your life, they're creating challenges to heal the energy. And it could be from past lives, or it could be, from your childhood, or, even if it's a spouse, even earlier in your marriage or something like that. Maybe something happened. And so the person is still there to trigger you to heal those emotions. And so any kind of low vibrations that are still stuck, or you feel stuck, it is to heal that so you can put that boundary on it and say, okay, no, I know I am worth more than this. And so this is the way I want to be treated. And you can still have that loving relationship you just have to stand up for yourself and say, no, this is the way I need to be treated, or this is the way I need to interact, or something like that. So it's kind of stepping up for yourself. And it's part of, we have this very last card, 13, the initiation. It's kind of like a test. And 13 is a number that represents the feminine ascended masters. And so this is all a part of moving through this difficult energy, this human energy, to overcome these obstacles, overcome these human emotions, and not necessarily overcome them, but learn how to move through them, learn how to accept them, learn how to face them head on, instead of, like we have this card that's like curling in a ball, curling in on yourself and giving up. This is standing up for yourself. This is standing up for what you need, standing up for your emotions, and working through your emotions. Okay, hopefully that all made sense. Okay, we're sitting at 24 minutes, I'm sorry. So what I want to do is I want to pull one card, last card from my Oracle deck. Okay, we'll just do one card reading. Okay, one last message for pile 1. Okay. Throat chakra, look at that. Throat chakra, speaking your mind. And I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but it's speaking your mind and telling people what you need, what's in your heart, being vocal in your needs, your desires, your emotions. Maybe you need to get vulnerable with other people. Maybe you need to speak your emotions, what's hurting you. I mentioned family members potentially, maybe a coworker or your boss. Speak up for yourself. Let those boundaries be known. Figure out what you desire, what is good for you, what's perfect for you, what resonates with you, and let others hear that. And that could change. We talked a lot about the shape shifting and change and metamorphosis and going through to become a new you. Speaking your mind could be part of that change. Well, it's not could be. It is part of that change. It is part of that standing up for yourself and being in your divine energy. Okay, I am going to stop the reading there. I thank you so much for being here. If you like my reading, please hit that like button. If you'd like to see more of my readings, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get a notification when I post new content. If you would like to comment, I would love to hear your comments if this reading resonated, anything, where you're from, anything like that. Okay, I'm sending you so much love. Have a wonderful time, and I'll see you here for another reading. Hello, pile 2. Let's get into your reading. Okay, you chose healing, restoring back to health. There has been a lot of really difficult energy going on lately, so I would not be surprised if your reading focused on healing. All pile 1's reading was about healing and change, so let's see. Okay, pile 2. Divine guides. What do you have for pile 2? Wisdom. Yep, okay. Pile 1 got this card too. So if you resonate with pile 1, you might want to check that deck out. Or I'm sorry, that pile out. I'm sorry. Okay, just forget. I'm obviously just not completely awake yet. I have not been sleeping well lately, so I've kind of been in a daze. Okay, one more card for pile 1, guys. Okay, that's what it looks like it's coming out. There's a lot of dark here. These cards are all dark. And what's funny, they all have their eyes closed. Hope, home, safe haven, comfort zone. belief in fulfillment. What's coming through for this card? Now, for pile 1, this was all about a storm. She was facing a storm. She was facing her challenges. But what's coming through for you is that you're holding on to your desires. You're holding on to what you want to manifest. You're holding on to hope. You're holding on to like a positive attitude and the belief that you can achieve and that you are an amazing person in spite of challenges that are happening around you. There's moons on all of these except for this one, which her back is turned. Her hands are up in both of these. Let me take, okay, I'm asked one more card there. One more card for some reason. Okay, one more card and I get 2. We will make space. Because I want space for the other cards as well. Okay, move my sage. Once again, eyes closed, eyes closed. It feels like dawn. I know it might be, it's probably sunset, but it feels like dawn. It feels like she's enjoying the dawn. She's at peace. And she's gone through change. Safe haven. You know what? Pile 1 had a safe haven too. It had cave. I used a different deck. It had cave. This is focusing on yourself. Repeating the patterns. Opening up to what's around you. The patterns. Okay. You know, I mentioned patterns in pile 1 too. And this is all very much the same energy. This is interesting. Okay, let's see how this reading unfolds. But cycles are repeating for you. You have a lot of patterns that are coming up over and over and over again. And it feels like my guides are showing me their eyes are closed because you're not seeing the patterns. You're not seeing the things that are repeating in your life. And things repeat in our lives. We have patterns because we aren't recognizing what we need to see within the pattern. We're not seeing often, okay, the shadow. The things that are repeating in your life are to show you the shadows that are within you that need to be healed, that need to be at least accepted and seen. Sometimes it's energy that needs to be healed, but with you, pile 2, I'm seeing that you just need to recognize the pattern. And the pattern is showing you something that's within you. It's something within your shadow. So maybe you have a repeating situation. Say you just keep getting really bad bosses. Okay, we'll keep this to work. You keep getting these really bad bosses and you're like, why do I just keep getting stuck with these terrible bosses? I'm so unlucky when it comes to work or bosses. However, the bosses are poor because the universe is putting them in your path to elicit some kind of emotion or some kind of shadow aspect within you. And it's not necessarily about healing the shadow aspect. It's about recognizing the shadow aspect. Okay, this is where you differ from pile 1. Pile 1 was all about healing, was about moving through the emotions, stuck emotions, and healing the self. You, pile 2, it's about recognizing the patterns, seeing the patterns, understanding the patterns to help you be in a place of peace. Okay? This talks about healing, but I feel that it's not about healing the energy. It's about you get in this space of focusing on the external instead of recognizing what's going on internally. And focusing on the external situations are causing you possibly health difficulties, difficulties with your nervous system, difficulties with your gut, difficulties with your hormones. Maybe you have cancers coming to mind, so that may resonate with a very select number of people. You're having health issues, or maybe mental health issues that keep cropping up. And it's all about this nervous energy of focusing on the external instead of focusing on the internal. And if you don't know what I mean by external versus internal, external is everything outside of your body, like everything that happens in your life with other people. Internal is all about you. And so focusing on the internal is what is needed right now to recognize and accept the shadows with you. We all have a shadow self. We all have a light self, and that's fine. You know, the yin yang, you have that dark, you have that light. It creates a balance, and that is okay. You don't need to completely eradicate the darkness in your life, because at times the ego, the darkness, keeps you safe. It teaches you lessons. It is a balance. It also helps you understand others on your spiritual journey. And so my belief is that we will always have that dark light balance, and that's okay. It's humanity. It's the way it's supposed to be. However, sometimes we just need to recognize that darkness and be okay with it, accept it, and integrate it. And it feels like this card right here, it feels like she's beginning to integrate it. Okay, so you have this woman, you have the lighter card, the light background card, the dark background card. They're both in almost the exact same pose with their hands. They both have the moon overhead. It's the message that's coming through for these two cards is all about, in that dark and light energy, you accept and you move through the energy and accept that as a part of you, accept that as a piece of you. You're two different people, and that's okay. Okay, you have that yin, you have that yang. And this is about facing that, learning, facing. She's facing that darkness, but she still has hope for the light. She's facing that storm. She is facing that energy, that ferocious energy, okay? And here it's retreating. It's like you have the masculine energy, which is very outward. You have the feminine energy, which is very inward. And here you're integrating. It's all being integrated. It's being integrated, and you can find a space of peace where you have the dark and the light. And this is the space that you're in right now. It's finding that peace within you, that you do have the dark, you do have the light. It's accepting your shadows. It's recognizing that the patterns that are coming up in your life, these repeating patterns, are to teach you that there is a balance between the light and the dark, to teach you to accept your shadow side, teaching you to work with it, to understand it. Okay, our shadow, our ego, it's an aspect of us, and the ego is there to keep us safe. It's there to protect us in times of need. And if you have had any abuse or trauma, anything like that throughout your life, your ego is probably going to be a lot more engaged than other people, and especially engaged in those areas where you've had trauma, whether it's physical abuse or mental abuse, or some kind of, maybe someone you love passed away, and so you have trauma related to that. And so situations are going to keep presenting themselves to you until you recognize the shadow and how that relates to that situation. And your triggers are going to be the keys there. So if you're being triggered by this situation, recognize, or a particular situation, I should say, if you're being triggered by a particular situation, See if you can recognize where that pattern or that same feeling has been felt throughout your life. And even though the situations are going to be different, unless maybe you have a parent that has been triggering you all your life, the same trigger is there. The same shadow aspect of yourself is there. So how do you react to that? Why do you react in that way? That's what you're being asked to recognize and see. And in that space of recognition, you might find other things about yourself, about who you truly are. It's all learning, but for at least you right now, it's all about the triggers and the healing and the patterns. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 2 guides? Okay. This is a thick deck and it's so many cards. Okay. Okay, I'll try to slow down. What's coming through for pile 2 guides? What are your messages for pile 2? Let love be your beacon. That's always a good message. Okay. Potential gateway. Okay. Pile 2. Pile 2. I'm going to pull one more card because another deck has been calling to me over there. So we'll go with just 3 cards and then we'll look at that other deck. Okay, guides. Sorry, the cards, there's hot spots on my shuffling. The light is coming through my window. The sun rises directly into my window. Okay, pile 2, pile 2, pile 2 guides. Okay, hope and happiness. Oh, look at that. We have hope and happiness right underneath the hope card. Beautiful. It's interesting that it's yellow. It's this yellow energy, and we have this blue. This portal it's about transformation into a new you, into a new timeline for you, into a new energy frequency. And love raises our frequency. And so it feels like this whole transformation process, this whole recognizing your patterns, coming into terms with your ego and your shadow self is all about loving you for your imperfections, loving you in spite of the things that you think are negative or bad about yourself. It's loving yourself because it's integrating the whole you. It's learning to see the light. It's learning to see the dark, the shadow and the light, and loving all of that within you. And when you can love yourself from this new space, from this space of acceptance of the whole you, instead of just appreciating and loving your light aspects, when you can come to terms and love and appreciate all of you, your gifts and your ego, that's when you're actually going to shift into a new timeline, a timeline that is more aligned with your soul's path. And it feels like on this soul's path, you're going to have a lot of doors and opportunities opening up to you. That's where you're going to get a lot more of the things that resonate with where you're going. But right now, you might kind of find yourself in this space of repeating patterns, of being stuck, of feeling trapped, of difficult relationships. You know, maybe you and your spouse are having the same fights that you've had for years and years and years. And it's because of these repeating patterns are going to continue until you see within you to see that shadow aspect. And I have to say, I think pile 2 is my pile because I resonate with this greatly. I'm still having the same patterns I've been seeing for a long, long time, but I have trouble myself loving all of me. Very, very difficult. And for those of you, I had a lot of trauma as a child. I've had a lot of abuse. I had a lot of abuse as a child, and it followed me into adulthood in certain scenarios. And so when you have that kind of trauma, it can be very, very difficult to love yourself and to accept yourself because you have been so beaten down and you've had so many people tell you how worthless you are, how much of a failure you are. And so this is the pattern that you're in right now. Or the situation, I should say, maybe not the pattern, but you have many patterns that are coming through. But it's finally being at peace with yourself. And see, she's opening up. She's grounding, and she's accepting the light from above. It's like this, as above, so below. You're integrating the two aspects of yourself, the light and the dark. And then you're finally at peace. When you can find love with yourself, you will start to resonate at that higher frequency. And then that's when your timelines shift. Okay. This is a lot of information pile too. I hope you're following it. Okay. Let's pull 3 more cards. Okay, that wants to stay out. Seeing beyond. Okay. Let it go. Love and let it go. Okay. Excuse me. Inner child. Okay. That's what's coming through for this. Inner child. The inner child is your key. So maybe something, I've talked a lot about traumas and things that have potentially happened in childhood. So maybe that's what you are needing or being asked to look at is your inner child. Is go back into that space of your inner child and who you were when you were a child and things that happened, traumas that happened. When did you feel the worst? When did you feel scared? When was your security questioned or your sense of self? When did people tell you that you weren't worthy? When did people tell you that you had to do certain things to be loved? And so now you can't truly accept love from people because you're not doing this or that. That's what's coming through is that childhood. But it's okay, how do I explain that? See the rope. The rope is telling me that it's like tied, like your love is tied to certain aspects. You have this idea that love, you can only accept love or you're only going to be offered love in certain situations if you do certain things, if you act a certain way, if you be a certain way. And it's not true. It's absolutely not true, but it's an idea. It's a belief. And that's the belief that needs to be shed. And that's the belief that can be shed when you learn to accept the whole you, when you integrate the dark and the light. Your sense of, or that belief that being loved, conditional love, is not necessary. Once you are able to love you, okay, our external world is created by our internal world. When you are able to integrate the dark and the light and love yourself, all of you, that's when others are going to love all of you as well. And that's when, like, the birds are untying the knot. They're tying, it's kind of like this belief. They're untying the belief. it's unraveling, it's being released. And so you can accept love from yourself as well as the universe will reciprocate, and love will come to you in all forms. Not like this isn't specific for like a relationship. It could be a relationship or just friends in your life. Once you accept yourself, others will resonate with that energy, and they will love you, for your dark and your light. You do not have to be perfect, and they will love those imperfections just as you love those imperfections in yourself. Okay? The universe brings based on your energy. The universe matches your energy. Okay? So what the energy that you're putting out is what's going to be attracted. So when you start to love yourself, the universe will match that with people who also love you, for you. This is all about wishes coming true. Staying hopeful. You know what? When you have this portal right here, I don't know how many of you feel stuck and stagnant, like you're not sure which direction to go. You're not sure what you want. You're not sure where you're going, where your life is going. What I'm seeing is that when you start to integrate the dark and the light, and you start to love and appreciate yourself, all of you, that's when these wishes are just going to click. That's when things are going to click in your life, okay? That's when the doors are going to open. And so it's like these little stars are being created. And all you have to do is just come pick them off the line and say, okay, this is what I want today. This is what I want today. I want this dream. I want this wish. I want this desire. And it will all be there for you. You will start manifesting like crazy, because you will be in a higher frequency based in love for yourself. And that's what's going to be reciprocated by the universe. So you're resonating at this higher frequency, and you're bringing in all these higher frequency things for yourself. Okay. I think I'm going to do one last card from my personal oracle deck. Okay. Pile 2. Storm. Look at that. I was just talking about that up here. The storm. A storm comes through and it shakes things up. It changes things. It forces you to take a more clear look at your situation. And look, you have the light clouds, you have the dark clouds. It's facing the storm. It's even when the storm, your security is ripped away. The umbrella, the safety. And so you just have to embrace it. You have to work through it and understand that it's for your highest good. It's to help you reassess your situation, to reassess your life, to look at what's inside of you, to look at the dark things inside of you, and accept and integrate that dark and that light. Okay, I hope this message resonated with everyone. And I would love to know if it did. Let me know in the comments. If you liked my reading, please hit that like button. If you'd like to see more of my readings, please click subscribe and hit that notification icon so you are notified whenever I put something new out. I am sending you so much love, Pile 2. I hope you have a beautiful day or week, and I will see you back here soon for another reading. Hello, Pile 3. Okay, you chose the Balance card, Spiritual and Physical Steadiness, card 22. I am feeling a lot of balance as I tune into that card. So let's see what else comes out to you. I see a lot of blooming, like things happening around you, opportunities. You're sending out energy, balanced energy into the universe, planting seeds. Maybe some of the seeds you've already planted are taking hold. So let's see what comes out for Pile 3. Okay. 24, 29, guidance, joy. Wow, a bunch of cards came out. Okay. So this is still a relatively new deck for me. I don't use it very often. So just give me a minute to see what comes through. It feels like you've been doing a lot of inner work. That you're very, very spiritually connected. You're at one with nature. You're at one with the universe. You're at one with your guides. It feels like you've also, like, really, your work has, whatever work you've been doing is really putting you in the flow of nature and joy. Maybe if you don't feel that, that space is coming. Or you're on that road and you're doing really good at balancing, and you're putting in the work, and it's going to pay off soon if you're not already in that space. Okay. So what is the message here, guides? Focus. Let me do my fairy deck. Let's see what guidance, progress, determination, balance. I don't know what messages are coming through, honestly. Green Man's Door, Galactic, Portals to Fairy. Portal. Okay. Well, that portal right there is coming through. I see a lot of galactic wisdom. Look, and portal. Wow. Okay. Gatekeeper. Time shift, dimension slips. Green Man's Door. Portals to the fairy. And we have portal. That's coming through as a portal. Like, very divine. This is a very, very divine group I'm feeling. Very, okay, that wanted to stay there. So let's take this up. Ask for what you want. Okay, I mean, what I'm getting for you, pile 3, there's probably going to be more. But your cards, your energy is very, very aligned, very spiritual. And basically, you are in a space where whatever you ask for, you will get. You can manifest anything right now. I've never had a reading like this before. This is quite amazing. Like, you have these portals right here. You can walk through at any time. You can jump through at any time. You choose. You focus on your joy. Keep your balance. Focus on your joy. And you can have all of these opportunities available to you. Look at this. We have determination, intention to achieve. So she's putting her focus on what she wants. And it feels like that female lion represents the energy, the universe just wrapping around her to provide. It's like it's so ingrained with you. The universe and you are so in this space of oneness that when you put your focus on something, it's going to manifest. So it feels like right now the key here is focusing on what you want to manifest for yourself, focusing on what you want to create, what you want your reality to be. If you're not yet in this space yet, it's coming. This is really magical. There was another, okay, I wanted to get a couple cards from this deck too. There's something very divine about your purpose. There is something, and I think that could be where you're stuck, in your nourishment, okay, you're wanting something that's, you don't want to just manifest anything. You want something that resonates with you. You want something that makes you feel whole. And I think for some of you, that may be where you're stuck right now, is you could manifest things. You're in the space to manifest, but you're not sure what you want to manifest because it doesn't seem to resonate. It doesn't seem to fit. Like the things that you used to want don't resonate with you any longer. They don't bring that same joy. They don't bring that same light into your life. And you're going through a shift that you're getting so aligned that things are starting to fall away. And you're right at the cusp of these portals, all of these portals. I mean, we have 3 cards that show me portal. This one, this one, this one. But for some of you, either you're scared to walk through them, you're scared to want or ask for what you actually want, or you're not sure what you actually want. And this card, this Nourish, is getting in touch with your spiritual connection. It's getting in touch with your divine self to understand what you want in your life, what you want to create for yourself. Because you can create anything for yourself right now. It's being in that space of joy, being in that space of wholeness with your divine self, not just your earthly self. Okay, another card, please, guys, for pile 3. Another message. Danger. Oh gosh, we have such a beautiful reading and then we get danger. You know what? This is coming up. I don't know a lot about the tarot cards, but this is kind of coming up as the Devil card, which, from what I know, it has this energy of pulling you back into a space of temptation, into lower vibrational energy. You've made so much progress. You've done so much work for yourself. You're in this amazing energetic space. But there are still like these temptations. And it's like you're right on the cusp of this portal. You're right on the cusp of shifting to a new timeline, to walking through a portal to your new life, to a fantastic life. But you also haven't completely eradicated demons, not literally demons, but some shadow aspects of yourself. And you don't necessarily need to, because you're never going to fully get rid of the ego, and that's fine. That we need that light and that dark. We need that balance. We need that wholeness. But there's going to be some temptation before you walk into this timeline. And so the message that's coming through is just to stay strong in this path, this really light, beautiful path that you have created for yourself. This place that you're in, this space, this energy. Stay on that. And if temptation comes up, it's just that. It's a temptation. It's trying to draw you back down in those lower vibrational energies. And this feels like it could be people in your life. So maybe you've walked away from a group of friends because you're like, there's too much drama, there's too much toxicity, there's too much low vibrational energy. I can't deal with it anymore. And I'm done. And so it's still this temptation. And it's pushing past the temptation to know what's good for you, to know what's for your highest good, to know that the space that you're in is exactly where you need to be and where you need to stay, and to ignore this temptation. Think of yourself. Think of the life that you want. Focus on the life that you want. And if these lower vibrational energies come up, what are you feeling in regards to these lower vibrational energies? Are they keeping you, or are they pulling your energy back down? How can you fix that? How can you move through that? Okay, let's see. I'm going to take, we have a ton of cards out, so I'm going to take, we still have a bit more space. So let's take another card from here. Okay. Confidence. I know it's darker, it's not as easy to see. This lower vibrational energy might be playing on your self-esteem and on your confidence for yourself. You've done so much work and you're in a beautiful, beautiful space energetically. But there still could be some solar plexus chakra things that have yet to be healed, and that's okay. We work through it. We're not going to be 100% healed. I mean, the journey, our human journey, is all about the healing process. So I don't ever foresee that we'll get rid of, completely eradicate everything. And that's fine. That's meant to be. But this is what could be playing on this this darker energy, this lower vibrational energy could be playing on that. So something for you to work on as you move through this process. The secret path. And look, it's like another thing. It's, you're being drawn to your path. Ley lines, mystical traditions. This is just more confirmation that you're on your path and you're being pulled to a path. And, okay, so they just brought up a good point that it could be kind of confusing because you're being drawn to this path, yet you still have these lower vibrational energies that are kind of trying to pull you back in. So there could be confusion about being drawn down this way or being drawn down the right path. What I'm getting is you'll know the difference. This is like pulling you back into something. It doesn't resonate. It no longer resonates, so it's not going to feel great. Versus this path, it's going to feel aligned. It's going to feel beautiful. It's going to feel high energy. It's going to feel joyous. It's going to feel positive. Okay, you're going to feel the difference in the energy of these two paths. So don't worry about that. And your guides are very close to you, okay? Your angels, your ascended masters, they're helping you through this process. Especially, it's crazy. I've had this deck for years and it's very well shuffled, but we have a 44, a 40, a 45, a 43. It's all 40s. Your angels are there guiding you. Your spiritual guides are there helping you. They're helping you with this path. They're helping you to align. They're helping you make choices that are on your path. Stay in this positive flow of energy. Okay, we have we have a lot of 2s too, 22, 24, 29, 21. It's staying in that flow, staying in that energy. Okay, let's take another card from this deck. I'm going through these cards so quickly because I just don't see much for you, pile 3. It's just a very beautiful reading, very high energy reading. So I'm not sure what else to tell you. I'm so sorry. Let's see here. Okay, what else comes up for pile 3 guides? What else can we share? What else can we tell them? Your energy is definitely coming from your heart chakra. When you're in a space of loving yourself, you're going to be so powerful. And that's, you know what? That's what's going to help you. That's what's going to help you with these lower vibrational energies is staying in a place of love. when you're in a place of love, lower vibrational energies can't touch you. They don't like it. The love is not the most powerful, not the highest vibrational frequency, but it's one of, and that those high vibrational, when you're in a very high vibrational frequency, like joy, like peace, like gratitude, lower vibrational energies don't like it. They'll try, but I have a card in my Oracle deck. It's called Love Armor. And when you arm yourself with love, it is literally like a spiritual armor for low vibrational energies. Okay, what else is coming through for pile 3 guides? Wow, is there nothing? Okay. Prying eyes. Okay. Yep, it feels like someone is still trying to draw you back in. This could be a relationship. This could be a friend group, a family member, but someone is watching you. And I hear the word jealousy coming through. Like you've made all this beautiful spiritual progress and you're in a very high vibrational place and they're jealous and they're wanting to draw you back into their lower vibrational energy. They feel your high vibrations. They feel your happiness. They feel your joy and they don't like it. It's like they're energy vampires and they want that for themselves, but they're not going to get to that space. So they're going to try to take yours. They're going to try to make you feel bad about yourself. And so it's all the more important for you to stand in your empowerment and appreciate yourself and feel how powerful and strong and magical you are, because they want to make you feel bad about yourself. So being in that high vibrational space is exactly where you need to be. That is making them crazy. That's what I'm feeling. What else is coming up, guys? For pile 3. Okay. The sacred vows, cast the circle, raising vibrations. Yeah, exactly. Raising vibrations. Look at that. If you can see, I know my cards are pulled a lot. Raising your vibration. It's finding that place within you or that circle of new friends or whatever it is that's in that high space. And like we have that circle right here again. I'm feeling that circle that it's like a portal. It's like but it's also a circle of protection. The sacred vows. Commitment. This is all about commitment to your journey. Commitment to your divine path. This is, you're on your path and people are coming through and trying to pull you from your path. And that could be darker energies at play because they see that you're getting close to achieving your divine purpose or being so closely with your divine purpose that you're going to make a difference in the world. And so there's darker energies coming in to hold you back, to prevent you from living that purpose, that soul's purpose. It doesn't feel like karma. It feels like you're exactly where you need to be. A lot of these can be karma related. This doesn't feel karma related. This feels like people, like darker energies trying to hold you back from your divine purpose. But you're there. You are here. You're in this beautiful, beautiful space. But don't let doubt, self-doubt, or others come in to pull you off of your path. Okay. I think that's really the scope of it. You're in a beautiful, magical space. Don't change. Don't change that. Just keep going. Keep going in spite of anything trying to take that away. You need to keep going. You are so aligned. You could be helping others. You could be on the path to help others. If you're not quite here yet, you will be soon. or you're about to bloom into this person, and you have like a few energies that are trying to hold you back, a few maybe healing things that you have to work through, and you will be there. But you are aligned and you're serving, or you're about to serve, your divine purpose. This is all just perfect and divinely timed. Okay, I'm going to do one more card. I'm going to pull this card from my Oracle deck. Okay, pile 3. Here we go. True love. Okay, so this card could represent true love. It could represent like a twin flame or a soulmate. It also is about divine purpose and being on your path, being on a path that connects with the universe and your true self and your soul. This could be a message that as you keep your vibrations up, you'll meet a soulmate. And a soulmate is not necessarily romantic. It could be that the path that you're on is with a soulmate, that you could already have that person in your life and you were journeying this path together, and they will help you through this, or you will help them through this, through any challenges. It could also be just the fact that you are aligned and you're exactly where you need to be. You're whole. You're spiritually whole. Okay, so it's going to be different for each one of you, but those, take what resonates. Okay, I think I am going to call it there. Hopefully you got the message that you needed, pile 3. If it resonated, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you thought of the reading and how it resonates for you. If you liked it, please hit that like button. If you'd like to see more of my readings, please hit subscribe and the notifications icon so you are notified when I post new content. I hope you have a beautiful day or week, pile 3, and I will see you back here for more readings in the future.